Good evening, everyone. Congratulations on finishing your exams. We should hopefully be live on both Facebook and on YouTube. And I hope you're all very well this evening. Joining you from the very sunny south side of Glasgow. Wherever you may be, hope that you're well. Hope that you, obviously, your friends and family are all safe, still washing your hands, and looking out for each other. So we'll be running a quiz this evening. This is the awkward bit at the beginning where I have to try and fill a little bit of time whilst people are still logging on, and to try and get some of the guest hosts in. They haven't quite joined the studio yet, so you're stuck with me for the time being. So a couple of reasons for running the quiz. Firstly, yesterday saw the last of the exams. So congratulations to you all for getting through this exam period. Admittedly, it's been a strange exam period for everyone. And I hope that you've all coped well with it. You've all understood what we've been trying to do. All the messages that are coming through have been clear. Equally, it's a major achievement to get through an exam period at any time. So you should all be really pleased with yourselves. That isn't intended to sound patronising in any way, shape or form. Secondly, we need to mark it somehow. So, we couldn't do nothing. And whilst I appreciate I've been sending out these playlists and Kenneth Norrie's blogging videos, it doesn't quite do it justice. So hopefully organising something like this will help out. The other reason, so nominally this quiz this evening is raising funds as well for Glasgow Children's Hospital charity. This was the charity that was selected by the Student Law Society, and there was going to be a fundraising raffle held at your law ball. Unfortunately, that obviously couldn't take place. I believe it's March the 23rd. When that was due to happen. I think I was due to be there as one of the staff members in attendance, so I've missed out of an evening as well. But one of my co-hosts has actually joined the stream. So it gives me great delight to introduce and bring on board the Ant to my deck, the Torval to my Dean, the Barry to my Paul, and the John to my Edward, Stuart Kelly. Hello, Stuart.
Hi, good evening, Pollock Shields. This is Partick calling.
Amazing. I know that you're a big Eurovision fan. How are you doing this evening up in
No, I'm not sure about that. Also, I kind of look like I'm at an angle here, so I'm not sure what's going on, if I'm on a slope or something, but it's all a bit weird. I'm fine. Thank you.
I mean, consistently, obviously, the lamp placement indicates that if it gets switched on, it looks like you've had an idea.
Well, that's true, and I could switch that on later on. So, no, a very warm welcome to you all from Partickshire. So this has been a nice day. My desk is beside a window, so I can just kind of look out and think about what would be nice to be outside, albeit I follow Nicola's rules, so I don't go outside unnecessarily, unlike people in Portobello, of course.
Naturally. Let's keep it non-COVID.
It's non-COVID, non-political, that's fine.
Yeah, let's keep it light. And what are you drinking this evening?
What am I drinking this evening? Well, I have a rum and ginger ale, which is would be my drink of choice if I was at the law ball. So I thought I would, because I seem to get away with drinking lots of these without having too much of an influence until very late on when I crash.
Right.
So this is
why. At least now you're in the safety of your own home if you are going to crash.
So if I struggle to remember getting home, it's because I am home and I struggle to remember getting there.
Fair enough. I have normally I would have gone for a gin and tonic. I have got a can of premix in the fridge. This is awkward now because I need to actually unwrap this thing. But I have an Italian sparkling cider. It's called Angioletti. Other ciders are available.
Very nice. Sparkling cider. Yeah.
I believe it is. It's a craft Italian cider, 6.8% though. So I might be able to after this as well.
Very important tonight, Michael.
I am. It's been a positive day all round. There was the LLM board this morning, which I definitely didn't sleep through an alarm for. I don't know how obvious it was that I was still in my pajama bottoms.
Well, let's not worry
you know,
about that.
yeah, that's an image that people could have done without, isn't it? And I was teaching on the summer school this afternoon, so I was talking about breach of duty of care in tort law. So
One of my favourite topics, one of my absolute a stellar topic, and I'm sure you taught it very well.
Well, we'll see. There is a recording of it. I don't.
Does Mrs. Donahue find her way down into contemporary tort?
She does, but that was in a lecture on Monday.
Oh, right, okay.
And it is presented in a sort of, you need to understand the historical development of where this has come from. So at least I hope that's how it comes across.
Well, if students are willing and able, maybe once Nicola allows us to, I know this is going back to COVID chat, my apologies, but if and when we're able, we can have a socially distanced gathering at Mingella's Cafe in Paisley to discuss all things dialect, tort and negligence, which really is a day you really can't miss. That is...
If you're there, Stuart, I'm there.
Good, right, well, we're there. Michael and I are there. You all are too, students, if you're listening, you know.
Amazing.
So what it need to be 2 meters apart, bring your own cans, don't get caught with your cans because that's not allowed.
Check what's in them. Check what's in your cans of ginger.
Cans of ginger, yeah, and well, that's quite aptly, well described because I'm drinking a ginger ale. But I wouldn't ruin the fun because I've got some stories about that case. Some insights.
You don't want to use it all now.
Given I was around in 1924, I know all the intel, so we can discuss that though at the site, Mingella's Cafe, Paisley, coming to a COVID-free world near you.
The last time I was out in Paisley, it was playing five-a-side football, and you can tell that's been a while ago because this shirt is a large. Is it though?
Well, whereabouts in Paisley playing five-a-sides, Michael?
Next to the Morrisons. So
handy for you to go and get your energy drink before and after.
It is. I have my isotonic drink, and then I forget to drink it during the game, and that doesn't excuse the poor performance. I'm just genuinely not very good at football.
I'm so good at that.
But
so what else is your?
I mean, if Clydebank are looking for a right back at any point, and you're really desperate, and you want someone to do 5 minutes on the pitch, then by all means, I'm available.
You'll be the third person I call, and
amazing.
But that's better than the fourth, so that's good. And that's a right back. That's a position you could play. I'd be happy to see you there.
Yeah.
And then, but then, yeah. Let's not stray into that too much territory. We'll be upset. Oh right, that's a very large glass, right? So it's proper cider.
So it's quite sweet, but I prefer a slightly sweeter cider, if I'm honest. But again, normally it'd be a gin and tonic, but I need to keep refreshed as I'm speaking. And as you know, I gave a lecture earlier. I should probably say a bit more about the charity as well and the fundraising link.
Very much so. I'm all for charity, and I will be donating tonight to the charity.
Excellent. So I actually had a phone call earlier on from Becky from the Glasgow Children's Hospital charity. So they know the event's going on this evening. If you are able/willing to donate any funds, the link is on your screen now. Look, that was seamless, wasn't it, Stuart?
That screen looks fantastic. Fundraising / Michael Randall.
Yeah, Michael Randall 11, where you can make a donation. Now, I'll be checking that as we go through. If you want to leave a comment or a message, you can do it, and I'll be sure to read it out. So we just had a donation then, for example. So far, we've raised, bear with me, £42 for the charity. So thank you very much, Luke, for your donation. There was an anonymous donation for £7, and our esteemed colleague Stephanie Switzer has also donated to that page as well.
Steph is one of life's good people, so I'm not surprised that she's donated.
Exactly. She made the mistake of saying that Francesco was visiting her and that he was her BFF, which I took quite deep. I took to heart, actually.
let's not cause people to breach the regulations surrounding COVID again. So let's not confine it to this chat. No, that's excellent. I will be donating, but I just like to get the pressure put on by others so they can put on their monies, and then when I get progressively more drunk as the night goes on with this rum, I will be donating even more than I plan to.
Actually,
Probably donate 3 times without realising.
Well, exactly. Well, if you do that, so I will read the comments out. So that would be a way as an incentive. If you leave a comment there, I will read it out. So you can make me say something I wouldn't normally say. I would just say though, it is a Children's Hospital charity page, so keep it a bit more PG. But if you want me to read something aloud that I wouldn't normally say aloud, that's your incentive, in particular. But again, so I did write down what the charity's been. I should probably talk more about the charity, shouldn't I? As well. But what are you planning to do now exams are over, Stuart? I appreciate.
Well, so my marking is over as well. So this always happens. It happened for me as a student that when exams were over, it started raining. It always seemed to be sunny during the exam period when, if you were playing by the rules, you should be inside studying. And then as soon as, and this is before COVID, and then as soon as exams were finished, it tended to rain. And the same applies now when you mark them. It was beautiful weather during marking season, and now that marking is done, I look outside and it's horrible.
I always found there was sport on which I would never normally want to watch, but it was always during the exams. So I don't normally watch darts, but the Lakeside World Championships is always in January.
Well, I had the great fortune of being at the darts when it came to the hydro recently. Don't remember much about it. Don't remember getting there or leaving. I remember briefly some things that happened during it, but it was a great night, and highly recommend it for anyone who can get there.
Okay, so we're going to the cafe in Paisley. We're going to the darts.
We could do an improvised darts. We could get like a dart board. I think probably we wouldn't be allowed that in the Lost again.
I was going to say that's going to have people's faces put on that dartboard.
Yeah, well, no, not apart from people's faces, because we've got a few that we could think of. It would breach health and safety regulations. It would we wouldn't be allowed to have a dart. So you wouldn't be allowed one dart, let alone 6 or 7. So no, I think it's. That's a scanner. But we'll find maybe a pub if they ever open and that has a dartboard, and we could have a socially distanced competition there. That's the plan.
Smashing. Excuse me. So what I will say as well, so I'm able to check on the comments as well. So if you want me to reply to any comments, or you want to clarify anything as we're going through, there's probably a little bit of a delay, but I will hopefully be able to see them and keep a track of it. So I'm trying to multitask on one screen at the moment. So, yeah, if you want me to repeat anything.
Very talented, Michael. We are very proud of you, and thank you for your efforts.
Well, thank you, Stuart.
I'm saying that now before I lose the quiz.
Yeah. So normally we'd be doing the staff quiz, although would have been finished by now because Barry needs to have his tea by 6:30. So
big man needs to have his tea at 6:30.
Yeah. So I mean, do we think Barry's going to do better in this quiz, even though he's not participating? Because he's not great, is he?
No, a real letdown for a man of such intelligence. Oxford educated, etc.
Yeah.
He carries it off lightly.
Yeah. And one of the things
that's a lesson for all of you actually, as law students and as aspiring adults in the real world, is some people just like spending time reading law books. Don't be that person. Have a wider knowledge, because I've never been to a quiz in a pub where there's a law round, but I've been to plenty of quizzes where there's general knowledge rounds.
Are there any rounds you want to show up this evening, Stuart?
Well, I really don't want to see anagrams. We had a problem with that in the staff quiz, and it led to a near impasse between various colleagues. That was a bit disappointing. They got quite aggressive.
You were a bit of a dark horse on that, though, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, just because I happen to know who's won Strictly Come Dancing 2 years running doesn't mean that makes me a bad person, Michael.
I didn't say that at all. I just said you're a bit of a dark horse.
Oh, you're alluding to it. That's fine. No, so I enjoyed that round. And also we're lawyers, so being wordsmiths in some capacity has got to be part of our repertoire. The other rounds that I haven't enjoyed so much were the kind of guessing the price of biblical objects that are not so much biblical because they are kind of faux religious in honor of people like Tupac.
the two Patrick Hill prayer candle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prayer candles are what they are. Some people use them for proper religious purposes. Some people just use them because they want to honour Britney Spears. It really just is how you roll in life.
I'd like someone to take that clip out of context and use that if they can at a later date. So we'll get started shortly. So I know I said 7:30, but we'll give people a little bit of chance to log on. I'll make sure we break for 8 o'clock so you can go and clap for carers. So there is going to be a break in this. And we'll come back as well. So thank you very much. Someone's just given another donations. Thank you very much for that on that page. Nominally this evening, you'll be participating to win. I'll say nominally. I'm not actually going to give you the trophy, but this is an award which me and my dad compete for. It's purely within the Randall family.
Is it just between the two of you?
Pretty much.
Right, so it's a 50% chance of winning it.
Well, yes.
That's a cracking award. I like it.
Yeah, it's about fantasy cycling. So when the Tour de France happens, we both pick teams on fantasy cycling. We both make changes and transfers, and I constantly beat him. So nominally it's for this evening. Now, I don't know if Dad is joining in this evening. If you are, this is still the closest you're going to get to winning it. So I just want to make that very clear. So there is...
Well, I think it's a cracking award. And well done, Michael, because you are the award holder, clearly.
Exactly. I was, the silver lining from the cancellation, / postponement of the Tour de France is that I get to hold the trophy a bit longer.
Well, you are.
So, but team names is probably the thing to mention next. So I want some good team names.
Clean team names, as it's a children's charity.
Yes, clean ones. But if we get to a tiebreaker, then I will give an extra point to the better team name. So the one I think is the better team name in particular. So to communicate that, it needs to be in the comments. In particular, obviously, Stuart, I can speak to you and get your team name separately. So I'll let you think about it a little bit. I won't put you on the spot right now. I'll do the bit where I go through the questions. I'll take you out the stream, bring you back in the stream, check how you're getting on.
Right, that's fine. I'm looking forward to this. Quite anxious, I have to say, though, Michael. It's a lot of pressure, but nonetheless, I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling psyched. I read the Metro online today. I am properly in the zone.
Fantastic. So we're now up to £60 on the fundraising. So anonymous says shout out Nuala and Luke and all the Law Society for the events they run this year. I would obviously agree on that as well. I know a lot of work went into organising the law ball. It's a shame that I couldn't go there, but they do a lot in relation to careers as well and various other bits and pieces. So your work.
And as a former Law Society Hegian myself, once upon a time at Strathclyde, the current incumbents of high office have done an excellent job, so I'm happy to commend their efforts. When I organised it, our first bus that we hired for the bus crawl, somebody decided to put their fist through the ceiling or roof, however you...
It's nice to see you've recovered from that incident, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, fine. No, it wasn't... That was a troubling evening, but so I know how hard it is to run these events, so credit to the Law Society for excellent efforts.
Clap for Law Society. And so there's another £10 as well. Very kind, thank you. And Lucy as well for £5. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Obviously with gift aid on that as well. And I believe that's Angela commenting at the moment. Apparently we have great banter.
Excellent. I'm not sure that's true or not, but nonetheless, all positive.
No pressure to keep up to it.
What I was thinking though is clearly we could get a job in hospital radio somewhere or something like that, kind of Partridge style. It would be excellent. So I think we should use this as an addition tape. Who needs Des and Jenny when you could really have us? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm not saying it.
Don't tell that too loudly to Claire McDermott, because when our careers take off as radio presenters, she'll be anxious not to lose our skills from tort and law and film, respectively.
Well, also think about this: banking and finance and sports law next year.
Yeah, sports law, very exciting, very sexy.
How much is Clydebank going to feature in it?
Every lecture,
Yeah.
there will be
And,
analogies.
and
Um,
how frequently?
part of the exam will be to talk about kind of greatest wins that season, and given we usually win 10% of our games, that will be a easy question for you. Yeah, no, looking forward to it. It's going to be
Are you going to be
an
mentioning?
emergency.
Are you going to be
Sorry,
mentioning
Michael?
Airdrie? Are you going to be mentioning Airdrie at all, or are they
Who?
persona non
Don't know
grata?
I don't know who they are.
I'll let the students look it up in their own time as
Hmm.
well.
Well, thanks for ruining my night, Michael. That's excellent.
You are welcome. So just had another donation as well. From Emma, says miss you Strathy. We also miss the office. We miss people.
What do you miss most, Michael, about Strathclyde now that you're not on campus for 8 weeks?
I I'm going to say the admin staff. That sounds damning with faint praise, isn't it? I'm sort of slighting you, but they do a fantastic job, and they are probably the most patient, understanding, and forgiving of people that I have met and worked with. So
Clap for the admin. I'm fully encouraged.
absolutely. I think that they moved the printer in the Lord Hope building just so I didn't have to speak to them so much, because it used to be I'd walk past them and would take up a full God knows how many hours to go and print off a 2-page document and then come back. So I was saying, what are you missing, Stuart, in particular, other than obviously myself and sharing office?
Now, what I've noticed is on all the Zoom calls we've had in the last 8 weeks, in various departmental meetings or otherwise, we have not worn the same shirt, which is an unusual phenomenon given that we seem to have an alignment in check shirts, which are very fashionable, I have to say. So
We should have coordinated, shouldn't we?
all credit to us for having the wherewithal to shop at Topman or Primark, whatever your preference is.
Take that back. Not Top Man for me. I don't suit a skinny jean.
Well, it would give me both, but get used to it, kids. But that's the. But what happens? So what do I miss? I think what I miss is just the general sense of engaging with students on a more kind of wider kind of class platform. When you're dealing with students solely by email or by Zoom, it kind of lacks a buzz or an energy or even into some senses not a negative buzz, but like when people are feeling pressured, you can sense it. It's quite difficult to get those emotions conveyed via Zoom. But as we all get better in Zoom and Zoom becomes part of our lives for however long it's going to be, we just need to get used to it.
Just keep quizzing.
Keep quizzing.
And so Luke very kindly again donating to say law will happen eventually, and then bloody rodents in Corona. So up to £72 now. Thank you very much, everyone, for your donations. It is very much appreciated, as I say, to express the gratitude for this happening. So I should probably get started with the questions, shouldn't I? If I'm going to have a break for 8 o'clock.
Well, good luck to everybody.
So let me take that banner off. I'm going to remove you from the stream so you can swear as I read the questions out accordingly. So anything you want to say before I take you out for the time being?
No, just good luck, and remember www. Follow the link. Get donating.
That link.
Yeah, that link. justgiving.com/fundraising/Michael-Randall11.
Smashing. Thanks, Stuart. Right. Speak to you soon. Okay. So let's get started. I don't really have a PowerPoint to sort of show up, so I'm going to read them out. Where there are questions which I think you need a bit of a clarification on, so the spelling of something, I'll put it up on the screen. Okay. Now there are going to be 8 rounds in this, and there's going to be 5 questions in each round. So round 1, general knowledge. Stuart obviously very keen on the general knowledge round. So question 1 is, which of the following parts of the body has the most bones? Is it A, the skull, B, the foot, or C, the hand? So which of the following parts of the body has the most bones? Is it A, the skull, B, the foot, C, the hand. And I'm going to check on the comments as well in the meantime. So move on to question number 2. Which person from the Tiger King TV series on Netflix was recently tricked into believing they were being interviewed by the American talk show host Jimmy Fallon? So which person from the Tiger King series on Netflix was recently tricked into believing they were being interviewed by the American talk show host Jimmy Fallon? So it's quite a high-profile recent prank on someone. So question number 3, and this is one where I'll show you the banner as well, so you get the character names correct. So in which Charles Dickens novel do the characters of Mr. Jaggers and Abel Magwitch appear? So in which Charles Dickens novel do the characters of Mr. Jaggers and Abel Magwitch appear? So it's very refreshing. It's quite Moorish, that. So I'll take that off the screen and replace it with that again. So question number 4 is, the singer Grimes recently gave birth to her first child with Elon Musk. What unusual name have they given the child? So the singer Grimes recently gave birth to her first child with Elon Musk. What unusual name have they given the child? So this way you need a pen and paper to actually write it down. I'll give you the name on the screen when I do the answers. Okay. And I will also remember to put my phone on airplane mode. That is poor practice. So question 4 again was, the singer Grimes recently gave birth to her first child with Elon Musk. What unusual name have they given the child? Now I can see that Stuart's gone and walked off somewhere else. So you're probably beating Stuart at the moment in hearing these questions. Question number 5, so the last one of general knowledge. Today is Mr. T's birthday. His character in the A-Team TV series suffered from pteromohanophobia. So pteromohanophobia, I'll put that on the screen in a second. What is that a fear of? So that is his phobia. So Mr. T suffered from, or B.A. Baracus in the A-Team, suffered from that phobia. What is it a phobia of? And just in the meantime, so because we're going between rounds, thank you very much, Erin, as well. And Malcolm, thank you very much for your generosity. Malcolm Coombe, our colleague. So great calls, and won the Coombe family owe great debt to. Actually, that's a story to enjoy over a pint when a pub's reopened, though. I agree with you, Malcolm. We will have that discussion over a pint in the pub. Maybe at your brother's pub quiz as well. I mean, appreciate that. It's in Gaelic, so I need him to translate for me. But we will, post-lockdown, we will have that discussion, Malcolm. Okay. So round number 2 is spot the imposter. So spot the imposter. So in this round, I'm going to give you a category and 4 options. One of them is not the correct answer. If it does so, it's like the odd one out. Just tell me which one isn't one of the following. Okay. Excuse me. So, question 1, or category 1, is Nicolas Cage films. He's been in a lot of films. Which of these is not a Nicolas Cage film? Is it Deadfall, Code of Honor, Justice, or Primal? Is it Deadfall, Code of Honor, Justice, or Primal? There's also been a lot of terrible films. I have not seen any of these. Okay. Question 2, and this is an idea, I will be honest, I got from my sister. Tolkien characters, so characters from J.R.R. Tolkien literature. So the options are Brimnes, Finarfin, Círdan, and Elendil. So Brimnes, Finarfin, Círdan, Elendil. Which one of those is not a Tolkien character? So, question 3. Pieces in the board game Operation. So which of these is not a piece that you can remove in the board game Operation? Is it Breadbasket, Charlie Horse, Tennis Elbow, or Brain Freeze? So which one of those is not a piece in Operation? So Breadbasket, Charlie Horse, Tennis Elbow, or Brain Freeze? Okay. Moving on. Pokemon. Which of these is not an original Pokemon? So to me, there's only 151 because I'm old. And I appreciate there's a lot more recent ones. So which of those is not a Pokemon? Is it Cyber, Chansey, Chanamise, or Tangela? Is it Cyber, Chansey, Chanamise, or Tangela? And question number 5 is musical instruments. So these are unorthodox musical instruments. So which one of those is not a musical instrument? Is it a hydrolophone, a pyrophone, a sousaphone, or a kinetophone? So is that a hydrolophone, a pyrophone, a sousaphone, or a kinetophone? So one of those is not a musical instrument. Meanwhile, we had another donation of £5. Thank you very much. So we're up to £117 raised so far. So thank you very much. That's absolutely fantastic. It's far more than I was hoping or expecting. So thank you very much for your generosity. Really do appreciate it. Okay. I think we have time to fit in one more round and then we'll do the break and clap for carers. So round 3 is music. Okay. So, bear with me. Question 1 is by what name is, I'll put the name on the screen, by what name is Michael Ebenezer Kwajo Amari Uwo Jr. known as? So how is he better known? How would I normally refer to him? Okay. So that's his real name. What is his stage name? Okay, so I'll take that off the screen. Question number 2. I couldn't not do a Taylor Swift question, could I? So Taylor Swift has only had one UK #1 single, which is an absolute travesty. But she's only had one UK #1 single. What is the name of the song? So what is the name of that Taylor Swift song? It got to #1 in the singles charts in the UK. Question 3. So, Master of the House, Bring Him Home, and A Little Fall of Rain are all songs from which musical? So, Master of the House, Bring Him Home, and A Little Fall of Rain are all songs from which musical? I mean, you'd be surprised. A lot of these you can take an educated guess at. So I believe in you. Also, this might be the most clear music round that's been written by me that anyone's ever set in a quiz. If that gives you a clue. Question 4. So, Say Goodbye and Love Ain't Gonna Wait For You were the last singles released by which group in 2003? So, Say Goodbye and Love Ain't Gonna Wait For You were the last singles released by which group in 2003? And then the last question of the music round, Pure Heroine and Melodrama are albums by which solo female singer? So Pure Heroine and Melodrama are albums by which solo female singer? Okay, so excuse me, I just sent a comment out. If anyone wants a question repeated, let me know quickly. I might bring Stuart back on this one just to see how he's getting on. Stuart, don't just declare any answers. But how are you doing?
I had a bit of disaster, to be honest. I know nothing about Nick Cage, so that threw me. More a Nicholas Parsons kind of guy, you know what I mean, rather than Nick Cage. But you didn't ask any questions about him, did you? Nope. No. Tolkien, I kind of gave up on Tolkien. It was about 13, 14. Kind of just those days kind of passed me by. But you know, and Pokemon. It'll probably be a relief to any social workers listening in that I don't have any ongoing involvement with Pokemon. So, and given I can't remember what I had for my lunch today, trying to remember what Pokemon might have been 20 years ago. Is it long ago as that, Michael? 20 years?
I believe, yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I think it was 99.
But apart from an absolutely shocking round 2, I think you've done a really good job.
Cheers. I mean, yeah, you've got a 25% chance, haven't you? So
yeah. So what I've just kind of done is kind of like A, B, C, D, and hope that one of them lands. think it's a good approach to life. Just it's good advice for students doing multiple choice. Just pick one.
Unless it's negative marking.
Yeah, let's not move on. Let's not deal with that just now.
I'm just saying. Within this, but we all know that round 2 is to take a chance. Sort of, we don't know what the answer really is. Round. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? There'll be a chance to make it back up in a bit, I'm sure. But if anyone wants a question repeated, tell me in the chat, because I'm going to put this on a test card screen and go away for 10 minutes in about a minute's time. So we'll come back at 5 past, so you can go and clap for carers. But whilst I remember, should probably put the link up again.
Well done, and I'm trying to donate just now, but it's just asking me lots of questions to do with like postcode and stuff, so it's causing me a bit of.
Do you not know your postcode?
No, I think I know it, but I'm just struggling to multitask and listen to you plus type. So, I think I've got there. So so all good chat. So I'll do that at 8:05 once the clapping is over. It's over.
Okay. I have been all fancy, and that there's backgrounds for this stream as well, but it's just the two of us speaking to each other at the moment. But there is going to be a picture round in a couple of rounds' time. As in the next round, will be a picture round in this. So I'm going to remove that link for the time being. Stuart, I'm going to remove you from the stream for now. I'll speak to you in 10 minutes.
Clap well.
I will clap well. And let's put a overlay on. So we're going to put that on. And Hello, and I'm back. So it's got a little bit darker here. So you have the very weird sort of lighting effect. I'm not moving my desk around, so I'm properly lit. I'll bring Stuart back in as well. Stuart is also here. Stuart, how forcefully did you applaud?
Well, that's good. So very forcefully tonight because I used a frying pan and a wooden spoon because my neighbours have started doing that, but I noticed they weren't doing it tonight, so I thought I would just take revenge and do that.
Okay. So are we going to see you appearing in a nuisance action at some point?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Michael. But look, the point is showing appreciation for people who are doing proper jobs to help save us all, unlike the lawyers out there. So
yes,
I'm jesting, of course. Lawyers play a part in the wider fabric of society.
Yes, they do. I forgot to say this, haven't I? Because I did it.
So what's your clapping style? Hands?
So mine's pure hand. It's more about getting a real good contact.
Yeah, that's true. You can't just do a kind of It's got to be a proper proper connection, proper bang.
Yeah, so it's not clearly I'm not the strongest person in the world, so it's not all about the power that goes into it. It's the contact that you make.
You say that though, some of the loudest clappers I know are deceptively loud despite their size. So
this is some excellent content, Stuart.
So I'll say no more. Anyway, if in doubt, just take a frying pan. That's what I did. Not the biggest frying pan because I've got a huge frying pan, for like fry ups on a Sunday and all that. But not that frying pan because that's just too bulky.
You don't want a good one, do you?
And also, I'm in a flat, so I basically like hang out my window anyway, So I don't. I know some people go to
I am also in the flat. So I think there were a couple of people went out. Well, at least there was a car drove past that's beeping its horn at 8 o'clock. And whether that's because it was clap for carers or it was just beeping its horn, I don't know.
A taxi delivering something like that.
Potentially, but my neighbours upstairs are a little bit noisy. My parents will be able to vouch for this. On Skype calls, they can frequently hear the kids running around upstairs. But I think they started playing flute music shortly after 8 o'clock.
You do live in the kind of southwest of Glasgow, so that is a cultural phenomenon that is linked to historical and religious reasons.
Although I remember a few weeks ago they were playing "Eye of the Tiger" from Rocky 3 on loop.
Yeah, that's slightly still cultural, but less historical.
Well, we've had the Mr. T question. What was Mr. T's character in Rocky 3?
Okay. Oh. No, I'll write it down. Okay, give me a second to think about it.
It was Clubber Lang.
That's good. That's it.
And then
I would have got there anyway. It's just I'm just trying to had a couple too many rums.
He's got the same birthday as me, Hulk Hogan. What character does he play in Rocky 3? Because they have a wrestling versus boxing match.
Hulk Hogan, though, right? No, he's got your same birthday though. First and foremost,
we've got the same birthday.
That is a legend.
It's him and Chris Hemsworth.
Well, that. Ladies, what more could you want in life? That's a table for four that you want to be part of. That is
okay. I was going to say who's
Hemsworth, Hogan, and Randall. It's a great law firm name, actually.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think you could get away with that.
I mean, he's got his own legal problems, isn't he, Hulk? So
add to that, really. A defining figure from our youth.
Keep it light, Michael. Keep it light.
Yeah.
Don't mention the Gorka stuff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Do we know any good lawyers who could advise us? Desperately thinking. I'm sure there might be people dialed in, but
it's going to be around in a minute. Which, if I've got it wrong, I'm going to be subject to defamation claims. So.
Well, that is always dangerous.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about you. That's what I admire about you, Michael. Is you just go for brave topics. Yeah. You look at potential defamation actions and you just go, do you know what? Bring it on.
Yeah.
It's the summer holidays. I'm locked in. Sue me. Go for it.
Should we do answers now, I reckon? We'll do answers the first 2 rounds so people can check in how they're getting on.
Let's do it.
We'll catch back up. Whilst on that, so Stuart very kindly made the donation. He remembered his postcode. during the break. So thank you very much, Stuart. And Connor as well, very kindly donated as well. So thank you, Connor, for that.
Connor. Thank you all.
Yes, again, thank you all for spending your evening with us. So let's go through the answers there.
Via this.
Yes. So let's take that back off the screen. Go back to round 1. There you go. See, it's seamless, these transitions.
Well done.
So question.
Really are wasted in law.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So which of the following parts of the body has the most bones? It was C, the hand. So you're marking yourselves. I'm trusting you to mark yourselves. Right. That trust is implicit. The person from Tiger King that was tricked into thinking they were interviewed by Jimmy Fallon was Carol Baskin. Did you get that one?
Yeah, I did.
You do strike me as a Tiger King person. Obviously, Emilia.
Not Carol Baskin, though. No, she's not in the T-shirt. Not Carol.
So the Charles Dickens novel was Great Expectations. Now, this one I'm going to have to show you the answer for. So I'll pronounce it how they say you're supposed to pronounce it. So it's X-A12. So A12, I know the A12 is an aircraft. I know that. So apparently that is a name. Anyway, you'll probably tweet about me later, Elon. He quite likes an angry tweet, doesn't he? Mr. T's phobia. Is that the next question? Yeah, Mr. T's phobia is, bear with me. So that is a fear of flying. So one of his famous catchphrases from the show is, I ain't getting on no plane, which is a double negative, but anyway. So round 2 was Spot the Imposter. In the Nicolas Cage films, the one that is not a Nicolas Cage film is Code of Honor. So that is Steven Seagal.
That was a complete guess. I'm just delighted. We got my 1 out of 5.
Hey, this is what we're going for. Okay. The next one, Tolkien characters. The one that isn't a Tolkien character is Brimnes. That is a wardrobe from IKEA. So
I told you that was. I used to work in IKEA for 3 years, Michael, when I was a law student.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. I was latterly promoted to the Bing Bong role when I would go, good afternoon, customers, and welcome to IKEA Glasgow. On discount today, Billy bookcases, down from 29 to 25. Make sure you visit our wardrobes and bookcase selection.
You still got it.
Now, yeah, it was excellent. Really, great selection of meatballs and lingonberry sauce. It was a great job.
Yeah, so you were the IKEA voice person. I was on call centres, so this has taken me back. Not those, like a good call centre. I was going to say, not one of those outbound ones where you sort of spam people for double glazing.
Sorry, I'm distracting you from your.
But no, it's a revelation. So the piece is in operation. Tennis elbow isn't in operation. So the one that doesn't fall in that category is tennis elbow. The Pokemon. The Gaelic speakers amongst you will know that Chinese is a truncated Google Translate of, bear with me, I should have got this sorted out beforehand. It's a truncated thing of not me. So it should be spaced out, so Chan, E, me's. Now, granted, if Malcolm is watching that back, I'm very sorry for my pronunciation. I didn't mean it. But you probably would have spotted it already.
Just a shout out for Malcolm's Brothers Quiz, if we can. Malcolm's Brother Quiz, which is a quiz in Gaelic, takes place on Friday nights in the Snaffle bit in the West End. Get yourself there, ideally with a Gaelic speaker. Or if you don't speak Gaelic and you don't like quizzes, just get there, have a pint, play some pool, and
at the very least, you'll be paired up with a Gaelic speaker.
Like in a quizzing sense.
Yes. Yeah. Question 5. So the odd musical instrument, it's the kinetophone. So a kinetophone, it's an early motion picture device. The others, it's all about what they're powered by. So a hydrophone is powered by water. A pyrophone is gas and oil. So the kinetophone is the odd one out there. The music round. So that gentleman is Stormzy. And Stuart has no reaction.
What was that? Sorry, I was too busy kind of moving my screen.
Yeah. So that is Stormzy. So Michael
good. Yeah.
is Stormzy. Okay. The Taylor Swift song that is the only one that's made UK #1 is "Look What You Made Me Do." So it's very recent, or relatively recent. I'll take that off the screen now.
What first started the Taylor Swift kind of appreciation that you've developed? Was it a particular song, particular video?
Well, we have comments a second, so I'm going to check the comment. Can I have half a point for? I will give you half a point, Lauren. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's very generous. If you were marking an exam, you give it half.
Yeah, I would. I'll give you half a point for that, Lauren. Okay. I'm not normally so generous on the staff quizzes.
No, definitely not.
No. So, but yeah, so I was briefed with finding music for my sister's wedding, and I was trying to find a range of different stuff, which meant listening to different people. And then shortly after that, I went off to do my PhD, and Red had just come out.
Nashville.
Yeah, and you see, I listened to some of the stuff like for my sister's wedding. I thought, oh, this is actually all right. Bought Red, good at cracking album. And then 1989. Oh, when that got released.
And here we are. This is
that's a very
truncated question 3.
It's a very truncated version, but thank you, Stuart, for that. The musical is Les Miserables. So Master of the House, Bringing Home, and Look for the Rain, and Les Miserables. The group, which had singles with Say Goodbye and Love Ain't Gonna Wait For You, was a double A side. It was S Club 7.
No.
It was.
They had 3.
Yeah, they released the greatest hits and then split up.
What, 17 years ago they split up?
Yeah, and they reformed.
No.
Yeah,
some of the people on this quiz might not even have been born. Oh no. 17 years.
Who did you put?
Pardon, sorry?
Who did you put?
Hanson.
It's as good a guess as any.
No, why not? Might have a guess.
And Pure Heroin and Melodrama are albums by Lorde.
Yeah.
So, right, let's close that thing. So, 3 rounds down, 5 to go. We're going to speed up, Stuart. Right? We've got the IKEA stories. We've got the Taylor Swift backstories.
No interruptions.
No interruptions. Okay? So, let's go back to... oh God, I'm going to have to do a share. I'm going to take you out and then do a share screen. So I'll check in with you a bit later on. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to go with the following. Well, this is something which happens quite frequently in the staff quiz. I will generally try and superimpose someone's face into a music video or a film. Basically, it's like the face in The Hole that you see at the beach, but with a film. So all I want you to do is tell me the name of the film for each of these images. So this is where I need to try and be clever and actually share the screen. So let's firstly open the images. And I'm going to have to zoom around. So let's do share screen, application window, and there we go. So this is film number 1. I'm going to zoom in slightly for you. So just film 1. So which film is that? Now, granted, these aren't the most high quality of edits. Okay, so film 1. Film number 2. I need to zoom out first. What's that film? So what is that film? The worst thing about that picture is I need a tan. That's my staff photo. And that is quite embarrassing. The colour contrast, not anything else. So film number 3. Zoom in a little bit. So what film is that? That's film number 3 there. Let's zoom out of that one. Film number 4. I have to zoom in quite a bit on this one. Which film is that? That is probably the one I'm most proud of in actually matching it up and it not looking terrible. But which film is that? And then the last one. Zoom out. Which film is that? So which film is that one? Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing the screen now, which means I come back in. There we go. So that's round 4 films. So again, which film is it for each of them? Round number 5 is Life of Crime. So in this round, what I'm going to do is give you 5 celebrities, and I'm going to give you 5 offences, so criminal offences. So I want you to pair up the celebrity with the criminal offence that they were arrested for. Note, I'm not saying convicted of, I'm saying arrested for, or on suspicion of. So the celebrities that you have for this round are Martha Stewart, Stephen Fry, Bruno Mars, Bill Gates, and Reese Witherspoon. So Martha Stewart, Stephen Fry, Bruno Mars, Bill Gates, and Reese Witherspoon. Now, what I will say is I think my internet search history is been sullied by looking at these, to be honest, and what they were arrested for. So those are the 5 celebrities. The 5 criminal offences that each of them had, so one of them's been arrested for each of these, are possession of cocaine, disorderly conduct, traffic/speeding violations, credit card fraud, and insider trading. So possession of cocaine, disorderly conduct, traffic/speeding violations, credit card fraud, and insider trading. So this is the round I was referring to when I said if I get it wrong, then I might be subject to a defamation action. This is also a very subtle thing of make sure you have your references sorted. I think I'm okay. They're reliable sources that I used. So what was each of them arrested for? So hide that one. Now, round number 6. Sport. So let's get the questions up for myself. So you have 5 questions here. Question number 1. So Andy Murray won the Olympic gold medal in 2012. Who did he beat in the final? So Andy Murray won a gold medal in 2012 in the Olympics. In the singles, who did he beat in the final? He also won a silver medal in the mixed doubles with Heather Watson. Also went out to clap carers. I did go and get that tin of gin as well. So appreciate I'm getting very low on my cider, but I will be able to persevere through. So question number 2 is, what is the maximum score that you can get in a game of 10-pin bowling? So what's a perfect game? So you hit nothing but strikes. What does that add up to? Or what's the scoring for that? So what is the maximum amount that you can score in that circumstance? I'm very conscious I need to stay here because then I'm actually lit properly. If I go back here, it's all dark. That's not so good. So question number, I keep accidentally opening my emails rather than Word. Question number 3, which country is set to host the 2023 Rugby World Cup? So which country is set to host the 2023 World Cup? Now, one of the silver linings from COVID is that if the draw takes place for the World Cup as it should have done, then Scotland already in the top 8 in the rankings, I think. In the summer series, they were due to play New Zealand and South Africa, which would have damaged their chances of getting a good draw. So small victories where we can take them. Question 4. Since the year 2000, how many women have won the BBC Sports Personality of the Year? So since the year 2000, how many women have won BBC Sports Personality of the Year? So I'm not looking for you to name them. I'm just looking for a number. By implication, it's not very many. And question 5. So it has been announced that the 4-time Formula 1 world champion, Sebastian Vettel, will leave Ferrari at the end of the season. With which team did he win his 4 world championships? So Sebastian Vettel is a 4-time world champion who's going to leave Ferrari at the end of the season. With which team did he win his 4 world championships? And we'll move on to round 7, which is food and drink. So I've quite clearly been enjoying my lockdown diet, in the sense there isn't one. It's just a lot, quite frankly. It's also why the microphone is placed actually where it is. Otherwise, I'd be revealing a bit too much, if I'm being perfectly honest. So, food and drink then. So, question 1. Which Mexican dish, or predominantly Mexican dish, when translated into English, means little donkey? So which Mexican dish, when translated into English, means little donkey? Question number 2. Now, you can take an educated guess at this one. So, in which Italian city is the European Food Safety Authority located? So, in which Italian city is the European Food Safety Authority located? Okay. Question 3. Which chocolate bar's advertising features the slogan, "The Taste of Paradise"? So which chocolate bar's advertising features the slogan, "The Taste of Paradise"? I quite frankly find them disgusting. This is not the taste of paradise, it's the taste of regret. Okay. Question number 4. What is the traditional alcoholic spirit used in a mojito? So what is the traditional alcoholic spirit used in a mojito? And question 5. The Scoville scale is used to measure what? So it's something to do with food. So the Scoville scale is used to measure what? Okay. Now, we've got the last round. So this is a favourite of the staff quiz, which is the quiz link. So what is the link between each of these answers? In previous weeks, we've had the girls from Mambo number 5. We've had, trying to think what else we've had. There's been so many. Do you want to be brought in, Stuart?
No, just to say, S Club 7 was one of the options, was it not?
S Club 7 was one of the options, yes.
Yeah. Just thought I'd say.
Yeah. Have you noticed we're actually, so the backdrop I've gone for is the restaurant from Hello Hello.
Yeah, quite appropriate for the two of us. Yeah. Well, you principally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least you've not put on any accents thus far. But we'll soon see what happens in round 8.
We'll see. Right, speak to you in a second. So he was waving. I had to let him in. Round 8 then. What's the link? So, question 1. It's the name of a former member of the Spice Girls whose debut album was called Northern Star. So it's a member of the Spice Girls whose debut album was called Northern Star. Now I can see Stuart's on his phone. I assume he's not looking up who the Spice Girls are, because Stuart knows the Spice Girls. He knows them. And I'll bring him in a little bit so he can refute that. So, which Spice Girl released the album Northern Star? That's the debut album. Question 2. So this is the former tennis player who is also the current host of A Question of Sport. That TV program. So a former tennis player who is also the current host of A Question of Sport. Okay. Question number 3. It's the actor who plays Scott Lang / Ant-Man in the Marvel movies and is the star of the Netflix series Living with Myself. So the actor who plays Scott Lang / Ant-Man in the Marvel films and is the star of the Netflix series Living with Myself. Now, when I say is the star, I don't mean Aisling B. But... Okay. And question number 4 is the title of a 1998 comedy film starring Cameron Diaz and Ben Stiller. So it's the title of the 1998 comedy film starring Cameron Diaz and Ben Stiller. Okay, so those are your 4 questions. So the 5th question is, what's the link between those 4 answers? So Spice Girl, whose debut album was Northern Star, the host of A Question of Sport, actor who plays Ant-Man and Living with Myself, and the Ben Stiller and Cameron Diaz film. So what's the link between those 4 answers? Now I'm going to bring him back into the stream. Hello, Stuart.
Hey, how's it going?
So how was the second half for you? Is it an improvement?
Slightly, although I think I've managed to get that link round.
You think you got the link round?
Yeah.
You would. I mean, I mentioned the Lou Bega round, the Mambo number 5. You were the one that got that first, I think.
Yeah, Louis Bega played an important role in my life, and I've got lots to thank him for.
Yeah. I mean, again, you're a valuable member of these staff teams. The Chesney Hawks round answer a couple of weeks ago was quite frankly inspired.
Well, Chesney again. Growing up with Hulk Hogan and Chesney Hawks was really. That's why I spend so much of my wage in therapy.
Very different. I'll say one thing I missed about lockdown. So Stuart is unusually kind with his money when he's out and about. He will buy you a drink, no questions asked. Some people aren't like that, but Stuart will also buy food and those deep fried mushrooms at the what's it called, the auctioneers.
Yeah, they are a particular classic. They are
unbelievable. So when
what I would say though is you without ruining the round, you did say in the food round something to do with the taste of paradise, and you said it was the worst thing you'd ever eaten, and I think that's really harsh.
I said it's the taste of regret.
Well, taste of regret. Well, clearly you've not had a kebab at the bottom of High Street at 3 o'clock in the morning after a night out with the Law Society, because that's a taste of regret. But that's to happen after the law ball, when we all pile back to the after party, whatever that may be.
I'm trying to know what the worst thing I've ever eaten is. I think I've made some bad dinners in my time, like some really bad ones. There was one where
you're actually kidding them all. You're an excellent cook, an excellent host.
Well, there was one a while ago where I went to, I think it was a prawn curry, and it needed evaporated.
Straight away, that's danger.
Well, it needed evaporated milk. My sister did the shopping, is my defence, and got condensed milk instead, which aren't the same thing. Condensed milk is very, very sweet, so that was disgusting. It was so bad. No amount of salt could have corrected that.
I think you're underestimating just how bad this kebab in High Street could be for you, Michael. But it's good that you're. Anyway,
So
right. Let's get these answers.
Yeah. So, does anyone want any questions repeated? I'll just check it quickly. We'll see. We've still got people hanging on to it. Would you believe this? There's still people watching. Which again, thank you very much for spending your evening with us.
Well, it's always a pleasure, and we're delighted to have you.
So, there's a bit of a lag, so I'll give it a second. If anyone wants to raise anything, they can do. Whilst we're on, whilst we talk about chocolate bars, what's your favourite chocolate bar?
Oh, double decker.
You know, I've got some here which I don't really want.
Post them. Although I would involve giving you my address, which is a wee bit uncomfortable due to data protection legislation. So we'll speak to Angela Daly about that first. I don't know if Angela's still on, but if not, we'll get some guidance. And then I think a double decker, you just get a lot for your money.
See, I just think go for a Lion bar.
Well, it depends what you're going for. You're just looking for gratuitous sugar, or you're looking for a substantive snack before meal. In which case, to my mind, a double decker ticks those boxes.
Also, very much a fan of the Twix. The line from the thick of it when Peter Mannion shouts, "I'm bored of this, I'm going for a Twix," has been said several times in the office.
Yeah, that's no, it's what other chocolate bars would I recommend?
I mean, can we
Picnic?
Oh, I mean, we're not compatible on our chocolate bar choices, or maybe we are. If we have a selection box, you can take the terrible ones, and I'll take the good ones.
Yeah. Although in the selection box, I wouldn't like a chomp. I wouldn't thank you for that.
Oh no, I love a chomp. Oh, a chomp's good.
Well, there we go. We are very compatible for our selection box choices.
Although if you're going to splash out for a chomp, you should go a bit further and go for a curly whirly.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was good chat.
Top notch content there. So I want to go to the answers again. So we're going to do the answers for the film pictures. So let's go back to film number 1, so you can see the image again. So that film is, thank you. So there we go. So that film is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So that is Kenneth Norrie as Eddie Redmayne. So Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Excuse me.
That's a really dashing outfit for Kenneth, I have to say.
I think you could put it off.
I think you could, actually.
Yeah. So let's zoom out of that one. That one, so film number 2, is Pulp Fiction. So that is when John Travolta shoots Marvin in the face. They go over a speed.
Don't ruin it.
I mean, if you want to feel old, I mean, that was 1994. You thought S Club 7 was a while ago.
Oh, God.
That is from, I think, 2006/7, and it is super bad. And I looked more like him then. I didn't have these glasses. I had those glasses. I had them at Loving Glasses. I say, in fairness to the students in their class feedback, no one's ever said you look like McLovin. Which
it's a very generous, but like you just carry it lightly. Just don't get overbold by it.
Yeah, just own it. That is Kenneth in Groundhog Day. So that's Groundhog Day. So Kenneth is Bill Murray.
A familiar sentiment.
Again, I think in my head that's what he looked like running around Dundee when he was 20. And this one is it's Jurassic Park, isn't it? That face that I'm pulling, that is I lost a bet with my niece on the outcome of a Six Nations game between Wales and Scotland, and I had to wear a Wales shirt into work for the day. So I took a photo to show that I'd done it, and I was very upset about it.
But that's nothing against the Welsh as a people.
No.
It's just you don't like their rugby team.
Well, also, I mean, it was fun to wind up a 5-year-old.
Yeah, that's kind of the sort of perverted humour that some people have, but fair play to you.
But the silver lining for her for COVID cancelled events is Scotland were obviously going to beat Wales this year, so she wasn't going to lose that bet this year.
Yeah, that's true.
So those are the 5. Let's move on, shall we? What round am I on? Round 5. So life of crime. So what did each of these people do? Or what were they arrested for? So Martha Stewart was convicted of insider trading. So she had shares in the company, which is a healthcare company. She was given information that it wasn't going to be approved by the FDA and sold her shares before that was public information. They were depreciating the value. Stephen Fry, I believe he went to prison for credit card fraud.
Yeah.
So Stephen Fry's credit card fraud.
Did he go to prison or was he just convicted? I'm not so sure about that.
I think he was in prison. I'll be honest, that was from the Daily Mirror.
Yeah. And for future assignment references, Daily Mirror is, not the best source.
No, but it wasn't Wikipedia. So Bruno Mars was arrested for possession of cocaine. So the charges were dropped, ultimately, but he was arrested for possession of cocaine. Bill Gates was arrested for, I'm going to say, traffic violations. So it looks like it's because he was speeding in his Porsche in New Mexico. So there is a mugshot of Bill Gates. And we know it's a traffic violation, but not specifically what. And Reese Witherspoon was arrested for disorderly conduct. So this is one where I think her husband got pulled over by the police. There's a video of her shouting, "I'm an American citizen, get your hands off of me," and she was arrested for that. So the more you know, eh? Let's go with round number 6 on those answers. So Andy Murray beat Roger Federer. So it was the repeat of that Wimbledon final that he'd lost, and he beat Federer in the Olympics, and then went on to win his Grand Slams. The maximum final score in 10-pin bowling is 300. The country that set to host the 2023 Rugby World Cup is France. There are only 3 women have won the BBC Sports Personality since the year 2000. So it was Kelly Holmes in 2004. It was Zara Tindall in 2006. And it was, I think, Jessica Ennis-Hill, I think. I should have checked this up, shouldn't I? I look really bad now.
You sure that's the right answer, Michael? You're just going to make them up as you go along?
I'm pretty sure. It's definitely 3.
Okay, we'll trust you.
Okay.
No, that's fine. You move on. Come on. I'm not calling into question your integrity here, Michael. Yeah.
There you are. No, it wasn't Jessica Ennis-Hill. Bear with me. Paula Radcliffe 2002, Kelly Holmes 2004, Zara Tindall 2006. I knew it was 3. What I'm trying to say is Jessica Ennis-Hill should have won it.
Well, we've not had a female winner for 14 years, which is scandalous. So that needs to happen.
The team that Sebastian Vettel won his Formula 1 titles with is Red Bull Racing. Obviously won them 4 in a row, and then he went to try and emulate Schumacher at Ferrari, and it hasn't worked out for him. So, round 7, food and drink. So the answers here. The Mexican dish, which means little donkey, is burrito. The Italian city where the European Food Safety Authority is located, it's Parma.
That was a very niche question, Michael, I thought.
It's an educated guess. So they've got Parma ham, Parmesan cheese. It's one of those little curiosities that I quite like in terms of. I think each European country has some sort of agency that's located in that area, and Italy, we're getting food. We want food safety.
Yeah. Well, it's a good test.
The chocolate bar, which tastes disgraceful, is a Bounty. I don't like coconut.
Surprise, surprise, I like that.
I don't like coconut at all. It's horrific. And coconut water, what is that?
You get also kind of like extra. You get mini bounties now. You get extra large bounties. You get, bounty Easter eggs. Really, if you like bounty, the world's your oyster.
I think so. Great. The alcoholic spirit in a mojito is rum. So the alcoholic spirit.
Specifically white rum, I have to say.
It's white rum, yes. Mm-hmm. But I will accept rum as the answer. Mm-hmm. And the Scoville scale is used to measure the heat of a chili. So the more Scoville it has, the hotter the chili is. That's in a chili pepper. So
don't fall into my COVID trick or problem of buying in. I've been very lazy. I bought in a jar. It's called Lazy Chili. You can get them at Lazy Garlic. So it's like,
you don't have to chop it up, do you? It's the whole.
No, it's already pre-chopped, but you need to really be very careful about how much you put in, because I put in slightly more than I should have, and the outcome was a disaster.
Yeah, when I was in France, me and my flatmate took it in turns to cook for each other, and
That's nice.
Yeah, it was quite nice. He made penne arrabbiata one evening, and it was peri chilies. The recipe calls for about 2 or 3. He thought, well, they're very small, so I'll put in like more of this. The way he tells it, he put in about 12 of them, and honestly, I got through it, but I don't know how, and I was in a lot of pain afterwards. And he just went off and bought himself a McDonald's instead. Didn't buy me one. So yeah. So
he's no longer your flatmate. So
he is. I mean, in fairness, I have forgiven him. I was best man at his wedding, and Joe isn't watching, but you are watching, Joe. That really hurt.
Right. Okay. Right. Too much info.
Yeah. The link round. So the Spice Girl was Mel C, or Melanie C, but Mel C for the purposes of this link. The host of the Question of Sport is Sue Barker. The
lovely Sue.
Yeah,
lovely Sue.
Won the French Open, didn't she? I need to do this as well, sorry. The actor who plays Ant-Man and in Living With Myself is Paul Rudd. And the 1998 film is There's Something About Mary. So, Stuart, not to put you on the spot, what is the link?
Again, 1998 film, for a lot of people who might be tuned in, might not have been born when that was released.
No, absolutely not.
But, yeah. But anyway, it's a good film if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's I don't know if the extended version is worth it. Sometimes you think, oh, watch the extended one and get a couple extra. Just stick with the actual cut.
A wise move. Right, so the link.
What's the link, Stuart? Not to put you on the spot.
Well, I'm Mel, and I'm Sue. Now, if it wasn't late lunch, it was the Great British Bake Off.
Yes, so they are the original. It's the original.
The original.
The OG logo.
Paul,
British Bake Off.
Mary, Sue, and Mel.
Yes. Within that, so that's those are the answers. Also, we need to work out how people have got on. So if you comment with your scores and give me a team name, and I'll see. I would say normally there's a prize for the winner. And if you give me a good team name, we'll see what else happens. But how did you get on, Stuart? Do you have a score?
I won't disclose a number because I'm not. It's kind of. But I did. Not as bad as I feared, but not as good as I hoped.
Okay. Is it because you don't have Claire McDermott to carry you to victory this week?
That's exactly right. I think will be a solid mid-tabler.
So,
I don't even fear of relegation.
I don't know enough about Scottish football to really come up with some good references there for you.
No, just best avoided. Although if Malcolm's listening, Aberdeen used to be mid-table and relegation threats, but now kind of are nearer the top of the table. So
he does love Aberdeen, doesn't he?
Mm.
He's a big Dons fan. But obviously Derek McInnes used to manage Bristol City for about 15 minutes. So obviously I'm originally from Bristol. So that my knowledge of him is he got sacked by Bristol City.
His son used to play for Claybank, so roundabout. No, it's like 7 degrees of Derek McInnes. But anyway, what's your drink and shot? You still finishing your cider?
I finished the cider, so I have it's a Gordon's pink gin and tonic premixed because
lovely.
Because I'm classy. The honor students were treated to a video when they handed in their dissertations of me making a gin and tonic and cheersing them, and then it did a really awkward cut to me doing the Lion King pose in the park with a book to sort of show. So some coming through. So quarantine. I'm gonna go, or is it quarantine floundering? No, because quarantine floundering is like a good Star Trek film. So 13.5 points.
But a solid effort. Solid effort.
Yeah, that's good effort. The Aberdonians, a solid 23. 28
for
Agatha Christie. What do we think of Agatha Christie as a team?
It's quite good. Yeah. Yeah.
I was watching one of these quizzes for an ex-colleague at Leeds, Anthony Butcher, who is doing he was supposed to be doing Anthony Across America. So he was cycling across America. That's had to be cancelled. So he is now doing it virtually. He's done a lot of fundraising. It's for, I believe it's multiple sclerosis, I believe. But anyway, so there's a lot of charity fundraising. You can look him up. But one of the team names in that quiz was Panic at the Tesco, which I thought was
excellent.
That was my personal favourite. I think that's one of the better team names I've heard in a while. Is there
the wooden spoon prize for Lauren? Well, you might get a bounty, Lauren. I think is the answer.
Or you can have the double decker that is currently in a tin behind me. I would go and get it from the tin, but you'd see how much stuff is.
No. Let's not expose your pajama bottoms. But commiserations to those who did get hidden.
I'm very compromised, Stuart. I don't know about yourself, but
I'm happy to announce that is the case. Oh, that's a can open.
Yeah, that is. So at the moment, Agatha Christie has it at 28. Are there any bounces on 28? Any bounces on 28? One thing that has been in the news recently is Gordon's going to launch a diet version of that as well now. So.
Well, I was recently going for, before lockdown, so not that recently, but I went for a train somewhere, and the only shop it was Central Station, so I had to go to Marks and Spencer's, of course, no Tesco's there. And they did a can of gin with bramble, which I thought was a very Marks and Spencer's drink.
Was that the Eden Mill thing?
I don't think so. Anyway, I'd recommend if you're looking for a rival to Gordon's.
Yeah, I think on my abiding memories. So again, stupidly, someone asked me to be the mooting coordinator last year, and we went to the Lord Jones moot up in Dundee, and for the journey back, we got knocked out, unfortunately, quite early on, and Kenneth Norrie was with us. We had to take a guest judge, so Kenneth came with us, and very kindly gave up his Saturday. So it's a bit of time, and we all, including Kenneth, I think, bought like tins from the Tesco Metro and we're having them on the train back. And that is an experience, having a train journey with Kenneth and tins.
Well,
The day before that,
that's what you should aspire to, guys. You should all join the Mutant Society, and you should be going for trips to Dundee for cans with Kenneth Norrie and Michael.
well, the day before
You don't
that,
know you've lived until you've had that experience, Michael.
Yeah, the day before that, I met Jonathan Brown for the first time. So he was the meeting coordinator at Robert Gordon. Yep, and we were against them in the Alexander Stone Trophy, and so I went up to Aberdeen.
Well, Jonathan, an esteemed colleague and friend of ours, excellent. Glad to.
Yes, I did ask him as well if he wanted to be on this, but unfortunately, I think he's not been very.
You mean I wasn't your first choice?
No, you were.
Thanks.
But I messaged you pretty much both at the same time.
Hedge your bets.
It's just you, the only one that replied.
Yeah.
So
sounds familiar.
So
anyway,
unless there are any, I mean that's 9 o'clock now.
It looks like it's a win for the quiz teas.
Yeah, out of the quiz tea, you have won for this evening. So thank you for participating. Well done. So Erin, if you get in touch with me, I'll try and work out what a prize will be for you. Link is still on your screen if you want to donate. So someone's coming in.
Oh.
I mean, granted, you've gone with the Taylor Swift reference for me. I mean, if you hadn't come in then, I mean, we'd have ended this and it would have been very controversial.
I think you have to maybe make it a joint prize. I think that's the only fair way to do it.
Joint prize.
Yeah.
So I will get. So if you both email me separately afterwards at my work email address,
you will arrange some sort of weird drop-off position where you will hand over 4 double-deckers and then away.
It will probably be some sort of voucher.
Oh.
As to whether that is something to support a local business or if they want something from.
Not sounding so philanthropic and nice, you know. That's very good of you, Michael. I really would have paid more attention to the quiz if I had known that I was going to win it.
So it could be that, or it could be something like a Just Eat voucher if you want to take away and support a local business that might be struggling and have herself a dinner. Or it could be something like, I mean, Jeff Bezos probably has enough money, but if Amazon is what you want, then Amazon's what you get. So we'll see on that as well. So again, at the moment, you got Cat with the T Swizzlers. If there's anyone beating 31. I mean, Agatha Quiz Tea's the better name, I'll be honest, for me. What would you have gone for as your team name, Stuart?
The Carol Vorderman Appreciation Society.
Are you a big fan of Carol Vorderman?
Increasingly so. Maths has never been my strong point. So somebody that's got that amount of math skill to me is incredibly useful to know and appreciate. So
it's the increasingly, like you used to really not like it, and it's just over time. It's just turn the tide.
Well, you know, Countdown has been an important part of my life as well. Countdown, Chesney, and Hulk Hogan.
And was it the Lauriston?
Well, no, that's a new part of my life. If anyone's drinking in Lauriston when lockdown's finished, you'll see me there most nights and Michael there rarely, but drinking blackcurrant cider.
I did think about getting some dark fruits, especially for this. But there would still be more fizz in that than at the Lauriston. For me.
Yeah, that's maybe true.
Yeah.
Maybe true.
Again, if you like the Lauriston, that's fine for you, but not for me. So I think we're going to call it there. So again, links still on
well done, Michael. Well done, quizzers.
Quizzes.
Michael, on behalf of all quizzers, can I just thank you for all your efforts? Luke's not on this, I don't think, but the Law Society would surely equally, I'm sure, thank you for your efforts. You've done a sterling job. You've made a lot of money for the guys by telling us all to pay into it. And you're doing a right good job in trying to kind of continue our sense of community, notwithstanding the lockdown. So thank you on behalf of myself, and I think and hope everyone who's watching.
Thanks,
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. I'll spare you from the royalty-free music that I keep using, and I will just end the broadcast. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy your evening. Stay safe. Speak soon.